we're now ready to start the process of working on our foot controls. Now, before we get in and start building all of these cool controls, we first need to understand exactly how those controls should work. What is going to be best for the animator and what is going to be best for achieving the right poses and maintaining our character's size and volume as we pose out those controls, as we pose that character out using those controls. We also want to keep in mind if controls would be better manipulated using custom parameters, or would it be better for us to just go ahead and rely just on the viewport, just click and manipulate that way? And that's the method I like to work with. Okay, I find that to be far faster of a workflow when posing out the character. Okay, so we're going to start now by creating initial controls that we'll use to get things like our ball bend, toe bend, and heel rotation. Okay, and these controls will also help us to, in the end, get a nice foot control rigged. So let's say we go ahead and get started. We'll go over to our create panel. Let's go ahead and move over to our helpers section, and then we'll create a point helper. We'll just click that to grid and right click to come out of the tool. Okay, so let's say we move over to our modify panel. We'll make this a box cross and we'll give it a size of 3 so it's not so large. From there I'm going to press Shift A to go to the quick snap and quickly snap that over to the IK goal. Alright, there we have it. And now we can kind of reposition this so it's going to pivot right where the heel should pivot from. So let's go ahead and bring this down in the Z. We'll bring it back in the Y. And just make sure that it's going to be right at the heel. Okay, great. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and rename this. So I like to call these initial objects that we're setting up reverse locks, because they're locking our joints in a way where they will form in a function in a reverse manner from a normal FK setup, and that in turn is going to give us the extra foot controls that we need. So for this first one, this is actually our base control, so we'll call this RL for reverse lock _L _ base 01. Now we're going to clone 3 others from this that will give us our toe bend, our ball bend, and also the control we need to manipulate the entire leg. So I'm just going to hold down Shift and move this forward some in the Y. Now that that's done, we don't have to worry about renaming just yet. Let's go ahead and just make sure we clone 3 from this. And there we have it. So now it's just a matter of snapping these, not just with a quick snap, but we want to match their orientation so our setup will be seamless. So starting with the ball, okay, we can select this helper here. I'll press Alt A to go to our align tool and then choose the ball, or excuse me, the ankle. All right, now we don't want to snap it in its position, okay, just match the orientation. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those off and instead tell Max to just read the orientation. Choose OK. From there we can press Shift A and match its position to our ball bones pivot. So there we have it. So from here we can go in and rename this. That's going to be RLL ball 01. Now that that's done, I'll go ahead and also turn off cross so we can easily discern between our root, helper, and the others that are connected to the foot. Okay, let's say we go ahead and work on the toe now. Again, we want to match its orientation to not the ankle, but this time to the ball, since this control is going to drive the ball's rotation. And then we'll want to make sure we match the position to the nub. So we'll press Alt A, again select our ball. Okay, the orientation should be matched. And then we press Shift A and align it to the nub. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of the ankle. This one we could just align to our IK goal. So we'll just press Shift A and choose the IK goal. And that's fine. Okay, so we need to rename a few of these. With the toe, it's going to be RL toe 01. And the ankle, we'll rename that as well. And then we'll want to color code these. Alright, so being that we're working on the left side here, we can color code these with blue. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually link them all together first. Select the ankle, select the toe, select the ball. Go ahead and link them all to this primary helper. Then we can select that helper, that first one. Press Control page down, and go ahead and quickly choose a good color here. Let's say of light blue. Alrighty. So now that these are set up, it'd be a good time now to go ahead and just mirror these across. So again, selecting them all, again pressing Control page down, we'll go to our mirror tool. Right at our toolbar. Can slide this over. And we want to mirror across in the X. Okay, we just want to clone this, so we'll go ahead and choose copy. And then we'll go ahead and start to bring this across. Let's say to about 5. Okay, that offset doesn't matter too much because what we need to do now is actually go back and reorient these controls to make sure that they're in the right place. Okay, so for the heel, for example, I'll go ahead and just kind of move that over a little bit more. And then we'll move to the next one in hierarchy, the toe. Again, we'll press Alt-A to match that to the ball bone. Choose OK. And then we'll press Shift-A to match it to the nub. We'll go to the next. Okay, for the ball, again, that's going to control the orientation of the ankle. So press Alt-A, choose the ankle. Just in rotation, choose OK. Press Shift-A and align that to the position of the ball. Alright, now for this last one, again, our ankle helper, we can just press Shift-A and align that to the IK goal. Alright, now it's just a matter of renaming these. So that's going to be R ankle 01. It's going to be R ball 01. Okay, and the next is our toe. And then finally we have the heel helper. Alrighty, so now would be a good time to recolor these. Selecting the root helper, we'll press Control page down, and we can go with light green here. Okay, great. So we have our helpers in place, they're reoriented, repositioned, and the next lesson what we're going to go ahead and do is set them up to actually control our bones.